Guys, thanks for clicking. Today we're going to add and install a advanced chute system on our, that's basically a fancy name for a mulcher or a little door. We take the chute off of the deck of all of our machines because they're always in the way. They seldom help out. So we're gonna show you what we have and we're gonna install it. And this one's going to go on our Bad Boy Maverick. It's a 60-inch deck, but it's a pretty universal unit. And I'll show you that. The machine, like I said, this is a Bad Boy Maverick. This is a 60-inch deck. So I think the 54 and the 60-inch decks are pretty much the same. We have removed the discharge chute because, if you do this commercially, they are always in the way. You're on and off the trailer. It just hits stuff. You trip over it. So we're using the ACS Universal. Here's the system. You can check the link in the description for this. Like I said, these are pretty universal. They make a couple different types. So this is for the 60-inch Bad Boy, but it also fits on our Hustler mower. And some pretty simple installation. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put it together and then we are going to install it on here. All right, so I'm not gonna bore you with each bolt, where it goes. The instructions that come with the system, they're pretty good. And, on a level of how hard it is to do this, it's pretty easy. It's like a level 1, level 2. So if you have any basic knowledge of how to use stuff, turn a couple of small wrenches, you can do this. I think it's like a 1/2-inch wrench socket. And there's one bigger bolt that you could use an adjustable wrench on. It's definitely not too complicated to install. You do have to, on certain mowers, drill a couple holes. On the Bad Boy, you do not have to drill out the deck. The holes that are there fit. It's pretty universal, like I was saying earlier. And even on our Hustler Fast Track, I think that's a 60-inch deck also. It fits right on there, and it's a different deck, different setup, and it's still pretty universal. It fits right on there. I think there's only 2 styles. The bigger 54 and 60-inch decks use this one that I'm installing, and some of the smaller decks, it's just a shorter door, but it's pretty much the same exact unit. Just make sure it's the right one for your deck. Not too bad, like I said. A few nuts and bolts. You put in, there's a spring on there in the end. I'll show you how to do that with a zip tie. Not a bad installation at all. Why? Why do we use these things? I have them on all our machines. We cut commercially, so we do a lot of different yards, and sometimes you want to be able to just not throw grass or debris in a certain area, and this gives you total control over that. The handle is an easy reach for the operator. It's not, you don't have to go out of your way at all to open or close that chute. So for, the sake of ease, it's great in that sense. Now, as far as mulching, I think people get really confused with I'm going to get mulching blades and I'm going to get this mulching kit and I'm just going to be able to cut my lawn and there's going to be no debris. I don't know that that's possible at all, ever. There's always going to be some debris. It's just how you run the door on this mulcher and how you have to go back over the lawn, because if you close the door in the fully closed position, you're going to leave a line of grass. I mean, it's cutting grass. It's not going to chew it and make it disappear, but it will remulch the grass into small pieces. And like I said, you're going to leave a line, and then what we do is we just go back over the line with the door open, and that disperses the small particles to almost nothing. Like you won't even see any grass. I think most of the time that we use the door closed is in light leaf cleanups. Not really heavy leaves. Obviously, you got to get the blower out and do that. But, you know, in the fall time, we'll clean up a yard maybe 2 or 3 times. So sometimes it's like one really heavy cleanup, and then we go back and there's just leaves here and there. And the mulching kit works so great for that because you could just run the machines over it, you chop them up, and then whatever's left, you just go back over again, like I said, with the door open, and it just like, we call it dusting it off. It just spreads it, and you just don't see any debris left. So, I mean, as far as a time saver, we've tried every possible combination to, cleaning up leaves in yards. Like I said, we do this commercially. We've had the vacuum set up. Actually, the Bad Boy has the 3-bag vacuum set up that we don't even use it anymore. It's just not convenient. And for the amount of room it takes, and then you had to dump the bags, it's just not worth it for what we do. Some people who do just their own property have really good luck with bagger systems. Commercially, it just never worked for us. I'm not saying it's not possible. It just never worked for us. So we use these little doors, and I can't really speak highly enough of how great they work. This is the part here. I'm putting a little spring on there, and there's a little cam. You'll see where you can leave the door slightly open, so the kickback isn't so bad. Because there are times where the dust will kick back at you. I heard people complain about that in the past, but it's not too bad. I'll show you in the end when you can pop the little cam to the open position. But yeah, absolutely fabulous addition to your machine. Well worth the price as far as we're concerned. Check out the link in the description for the products we use all the time. If you want to support the cause, we do appreciate that. And just remember, like when you do this installation, don't tighten everything until the end. I think I showed you that in the video if you're watching. You snug everything up after you get it all installed and you get it all leveled out. Thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Peace.